Today, later in the day, Peter Bedell posted a story on the Courier Mail website. Here it is. Cameron Munster rejects latest Storm deal officially on market until or come November 1. Now, that heading is misleading. And the original article that went up, I spoke to Peter about it, and there was some miscommunication there. I wanted to clarify a few things here. Now, Cameron is still negotiating with the Melbourne Storm at the moment. They've been unbelievable throughout the process. Matt Tripp is doing everything in his power to keep Cameron at the club. But as it stands right now, it looks most likely at this point that we will go to market in November, but things could change between now and then. Reading that article earlier on, it didn't suggest that. So that's where it's at right now.
What's got to change between now and November 1?
Oh, listen,
I know it's money, okay, but
yeah.
like, is it simply the cash? Is it the length of the contract? Like, how much? Answer me this then. How much has Melbourne got to shift their position for a deal to be done before November 1 so he doesn't go to market?
I think ideally on the cap, Cameron and myself would like them to move more on the cap than where they're at right now.
Right.
And unfortunately, and this has been something that when they sign Pappenhausen and Hughes and Grant and Coates,
yep,
that unfortunately limited their potential to move on the cap because they prioritise those players. Now, that is where we're at the moment. Hopefully they may be able to move somehow between now and November.
Well, they can always do that, bro.
Exactly,
you know that.
And it doesn't mean that he won't sign there before then because he loves the club.
He looks so happy there.
He does, and he may sign after November. It's definitely not saying.
Would he take unders, slight unders, because he's going to get ridiculous amounts of money from clubs like Redcliffe?
He definitely takes slight unders. There's no doubt about that.
Clubs can talk to you now. They can't formally. You can't formally sign a deal, but they can talk to you now. How many clubs have approached you about Cameron Munster?
There's a few.
What's a few?
There's probably 3 or 4.
Okay.
Is this down to Rodsky? Is this up to him now? Because honestly, I don't know what he does.
It's Matt Tripp.
But Matt Tripp's overseas.
Tripp's chairman. Rodsky as a chief executive, surely he's in control of the salary cap and how much spending they do.
Well, I think Matt's the most influential figure
but
at that footy.
You know what, guys? Surely it's Craig Bellamy. Craig Bellamy.
Not really, Buzz.
He's the most powerful figure at that club.
I'll tell you why.
Surely he can tell Matt Tripp, I want this percentage of my salary cap.
Well, I'll tell you why he can't. Because next year's more than likely going to be his last year, and Cameron Munster's already playing at Melbourne next year. It's the year after that Cameron Munster's looking to sign for, and I would say that's 90% sure Craig Bellamy won't be there in 2 years' time. So Craig Bellamy won't be coaching whatever contract Cameron Munster signs at Melbourne if he signs it. So that's why I think it's less to do with...
Do you think this will get to November 1, or do you think at some point before then, because Melbourne will have to move on to someone else if they can't keep Cam? Do you think they'll say, at some point they'll say to you, Braith, we need a decision by this date because we need to look at alternatives?
And they've denied this, but they've given us 3 or 4 deadlines already, okay?
Yep.
Now, so that's just the way that it is. Hopefully they move to a point where Cameron's really happy. So we'll see how it plays out. But as I said, Melbourne have been great throughout the process and he's still a chance of being at Melbourne. Just wanted to clarify that. Now,